Hey guys, it's me, Gerald the Weeb here. I'm back again. I know it's been a couple of days, but my school finally decided to put on homeschooling. So I've been doing homework, so I haven't been able to upload. So I'm probably gonna start uploading like I used to, like Thursday and Friday. So I'm gonna change it up to Friday and Saturday. Cause like the last time I left in my description, oh, it was a hiccup. Last time I left in my description, it was like a while ago now, like maybe a couple of days ago, maybe a week ago. I don't remember. Well, I'm gonna start uploading Saturdays and Fridays, and since I'm uploading today, I'm gonna upload Saturday this week. So hopefully you guys enjoy. And now let's get into the what if. Last time we left off, Dyro. Yeah, Dyro. Yeah, he got his head smashed by Jay the Butler. He was like, "Please revenge me," and then I'm gonna do the noise. Wait, okay, that was a bad one, but anyway, so he died. So now Strangezo said, "No, Dyro, Mr. Tom Petty." It's the monk. It's the monk, a guy that trained Zeppeli. He said, "I know, Strangezo, but we still have to stay strong for them. He knew the risks when he came with us. Goodbye, Dyro." And the Jay Butler said, "Ha ha 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 ha! I already eliminated one of you, and that's all he had. He was moving like a freaking brick on ice." Well, Dio said, "Well, I'm gonna hit you like a brick on ice and smash you." And so Stranger said, "No, I got this." But Dio said, "No, enough of this. I'm gonna end this guy once and for all. Hormone punch!" And then one of the zombies stepped in the way and said, "I don't think so." And then Jonathan came from the back of Dio and jumped over him and said, "Hormone sword!" And sliced two of the zombies that were right next to Dio. And Dio said, "Thank you, Jonathan. Now I'm going in to kill him." And Jay the Butler says, "I don't think so." "Well, watch me." And then Dio throws a punch right at Jay, and Jay dodges. And Jonathan is also cutting down the other zombies, like hormone sword. He's cutting off their legs and stuff. He killed about 4 when Dio was throwing his punch at Jay. And Tom Petty, the monk, and Strangezo killed the others. So it's just now Jay the Butler. And Dio's throwing, he threw like 5 punches now. So he's like, one, hormone punch. And then he throws a kick at Jay. And Jay says, "You're so weak." "Oh, is that so?" And then Jonathan says, "Dio, here." And a notification popped up. I'm gonna get rid of that by Saturday. I want to try to turn it off. Anyway, so Jonathan throws the sword right at Jay, and so Jay was like, "I don't think so." But then it goes straight through his hand, like, and then he started He didn't start crying. He said, "Nani, what is this?" And Dio said, "The sword had hormone on it, so we're gonna finish you off with it." And so it went through his arm. So he tried to pull it out, but Dio's right next to him, about to throw a punch. And so Dio throws a hormone punch and hits him and connects. He said, "Oh!" But Dio said, "Haha, that was just only the beginning." But Dio tried to throw another one, but his hand froze. He said, "Ah! Oh, my hand!" And then Jonathan says, "Dio!" And so Jay the Butler kicked him right in the gut and pushed him all the way backwards to Jonathan. And Strangezo and Tom Petty throw up. Strangezo threw one of his long range attacks, but it didn't work because Jay freezed it. And so Jonathan said, I'm gonna get my sword back and then finish him off. Dio said, no, don't do that. But Dio said, we gotta think of a plan. I'm pretty sure that Mr. Tom Petty and Stranzo can handle him right now. We need to think of a plan so we can help them. And Jonathan says, well, I'm gonna get my sword. That's the way to help him. And so Jay the Butler's figure out how to get the sword out of his hand, and he's using it to try to cut Stranzo and Tom Petty. And Tom Petty says, he's too strong. We need to stay our distance. And so Jonathan came up with an idea of how to get his sword back. And Dio said, I'll be the distraction. Let's go. And so Jonathan runs straight at Jay the butler and says, come here, Jay. You're gonna freaking taste defeat. And Dio gets up behind him and walks around the pillar on the right hand side of Jay, but Jay's not paying attention to Dio. So Jonathan runs and throws a hormone kick at him, and Jay freezes Jonathan's foot. He says he can freeze any part of the body, and Jay says, haha, Jonathan, I can freeze any part of the body that's manipulating your hormone, so you can't use your hormone on me. So Jonathan grabbed the sword, and he tried to grab the sword, but Jay said, I don't think so, and cut Jonathan's fingers. Like, it didn't cut them all the way off, it's just, they're just bleeding. A couple of his fingers are bleeding. So he's holding his hand, and then Jay was about to try to finish off Jonathan, so Dio grabbed the sword when he was trying to get him off, and he was going to be like, hormone sword, but Jay said, do you really think I could fall for something so stupid? And then he used laser beams out of his eye and shoot Dio right in the shoulder. And then he shoots at Jonathan, and Jonathan gets hit right in the gut. And he says, ha 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 ha. And Jonathan is like, oh! And then Jonathan falls to the floor, and Dio is falling backwards because he just got shot with a laser. And it was beyond his movement of speed. And then he gets shot backwards, and he can't move his shoulder. He says, I can't move this arm. It must be broken. What did he do to me? Stranzo said, okay, we need to come up with a different plan to defeat him. And Tom Petty said, I know how to defeat him. We gotta get him over the edge so we can finally kill him. We need to get him over the edge so we can kill him. And then we have to use sunlight. We have to wait until the sun comes up, and then he'll die for real. So how long is that? That's about another hour. So we gotta fight him for another hour? We're being destroyed already. And Jonathan is still on the floor in agony, like, ah! And so Dio sees that Jay is running right towards Jonathan, and Dio said, no time, I need to attack him. And so Stranger said, wait, Dio. And Dio attacks Jay again, but this time the sword kind of got broke. And Jay said, I don't think so, Dio. Why do you keep attacking me without a strategy? And so Dio broke the sword and says, that was the plan. And so Dio got in close and then used a hormone punch, and he somehow landed it, and it got all the way through the butler's Jay's gut. And he says, what is this? And then the piece that fell off of the sword was like, what? How is the sword? So the sword was still in Jay's body. The half of the sword was. The other half was right next to Jonathan because it flipped over him. And so Dio picked him up with the sword right at him, and then tried to throw him off of the balcony. But it almost worked, but he didn't go off because he grabbed onto the ledge so he can save himself. He said, "You really thought you can kill me that way?" And so, how's it already at 10 minutes? So Dio said, "I'm gonna kill you for hurting Jonathan and hurting my father." And Jay said, "Well, your father was just very weak, like you." And Stranzo and Tom Petty throw their hormone weapons right at him, but they only cut his wrist and stuff. And the other attacks miss, and says, "What is going on? How's he going? How's our attacks missing? We've been training for years." And Dio said, "That doesn't matter. As long as we get him off the edge and kill him, that's what matters." And so Dio runs right at Jay again and says, "Ah, Ramon!" And used the last of used up a super attack on Harmon. He's gonna use one of the attacks that Zeppeli is using. He's using a zoom kick. He says, "Harmon zoom kick," and he jumps in the air, and so Jay thinks, oh, he's gonna do that attack that Butler, I mean, what that guy that I killed earlier did. So Jay was like, "I'm ready," but Dio was like, "Zoom kick," whew! And then the kick lands on Jay, and the sword goes all the way through him, and so Dio then jumped down to freaking split him in half. So he pushed his whole hormone all over to on Jay, and then he splits in half. But his hands freezed again. He said, "Ah!" So his hands got frozen, and they won't be they're not getting unfreezed. But he said, "At least I killed him, at least." But even though Jay was falling to the floor and his half of his body was split, he was still kicking. He said, "Did you really think I was gonna die that easily? This is what Jonathan did." So Dio said, "Okay then." And then Dio kept used the last of his hormone that he had left from Zeppeli to destroy Jay. He used hormone kicks and hormone zooms on Jay's body to be like boom, 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 boom. He kept wailing on them, and so Stranzo and Tom Petty said, "Okay, we got to keep attacking him so he doesn't regroup." And then Jay said, "What are you doing to me?" And then they kept destroying his body over and over and over again. And somehow the sun started to come up because it's been an hour. And Jay the butler was like, "No, how can I die like this? No, no, I won't." And then he thought of something. "I can take Dio's body and then become immortal once again." So they're right by the balcony. He said, "Okay, the rest of his body's destroyed, and the sun's coming up. We just throw him over the edge, and he dies." And then Dio tries to pick him up, but Jay bites on Dio's chin. Yeah, this chin right here, that big chin. He says, "I don't think so," and starts sucking blood out of it. He said, "Ow, what are you doing to me?" And then Dio was like, "Yeah," and Dio rips him off, but Jonathan was like, "I'm getting the last blow," and then he throws the other sword that was split apart, the other fragment of the sword that was split apart. He throws it right at Jay, and it goes straight through his head. And then Jonathan somehow has the strength to get up and throws a hormone punch, and throws him over the balcony. And they said, "Jonathan, you're still alive?" "Of course I am." And then Jay's body is just falling over, like, "Ah!" I mean, his head, because all the rest of his body was destroyed. He's yelling, "Ah! How can this happen to me? I'm Jay!" And he yells that, and then Jay goes straight to the ground. But Jay wasn't out for the count yet. But Jonathan said, "Okay, I'm pretty sure we killed him. But we gotta make sure he's dead. We didn't destroy his head. But the sunlight should be shining on him right now. But he probably landed in a tree or something, so that's giving him shade. So we need to go down there." So Speedwagon was on the other side, and he says, "Oh my God, what just happened?" Oh yeah, I forgot about Speedwagon. He was just in shock what was happening, so he wasn't speaking at all. So Speedwagon says, "Okay, Jonathan, I'll get you to the hospital. At least we killed that thing." Dio said, "You're a big help, Speedwagon, I guess." And Speedwagon says, "I guess I was. Well, I'm gonna go get Jonathan to the hospital and help you look for the rest of that head. I'll see you guys later." And Jonathan says, "Thank you, Speedwagon." So Speedwagon and Jonathan go off to the hospital. So Marina's probably gonna help Jonathan. And Dio said, "Okay." Ugh. And so, wait, Speedwagon said, "Wait a minute. Dio, you still have a hole in your shoulder from that thing. From that big light that came out of Jay's eyeballs. Here you go. Here's a bandage." And Dio says, "Thank you." And then he patches himself up and says, "Okay, let's go." And so Dio and Jonathan are smiling at each other because they know they killed Jay, and they feel very happy. So so Jay is actually Jay's still alive. He actually went in a tree, and so he's still kicking. But one of his zombies, he had one more zombie. Actually, he had two more zombies, but the other zombie left him. He's saying, "I'm gonna live forever." And the other zombie that stayed with them says, "Okay, you can leave then. I'm gonna stay right by Jay's side." So Jay said, "Get me out of here." So Jay gets out of there. And as Dio and Tom Petty Tom Petty and Stranzo go down to look for his head. They don't find it, and they said his head must have evaporated, or he must have got away. But that's impossible. There's no way he could have got away. And Dio said, "I guess his head did evaporate. It did touch the sun for a minute. It should have been enough." And so Dio said, and then Dio went down on his knees and said, "Finally, I defeated Jay. After so long, it's been weeks since my father died. It's been years since my real father and mother died. Oh my God. It's finally over. I can go back to my normal life. I can finally do something like a normal adult. I can't wait to go back to get my get my job back again." And Strange said, "You had a job?" "Yes, I had a job." But Dio said, "But actually, no, I can't get a job anymore. I'm too far in deep with this hormone." So Dio said, "Mr. Tom Petty, I would like for you to train me like Zeppeli, so I can live up to his image." And so Dio was like, "Please train me. I would like to be as strong as him." So Tom Petty says, "Okay, well, you have to meet up with Jonathan and that Speedwagon character. So we'll see you in 10 days' time." So Dio said, "Okay, thank you." And Strange said, "We're gonna train you like a hawk, Dio." So Dio said goodbye, and he ran off to the hospital to go see oh my, it's about to be 20 minutes. I'm not meant to make a 30-minute video. This is like the one of the part one of the season finale, so that's why it's super long. Anyway, I'm about to end it off in a minute. So Dio said, "Speedwagon, where's Jonathan? Jonathan's alright. Mrs. Arena is taking care of him right now." So so Dio walks up in there and says, "Is Jonathan alright?" And Jonathan says, "Of course I'm alright, Dio. Did you find his head?" And Dio said, "No, his head evaporated, so he's dead for good." And so Jonathan was like, "That's very good. And also, Dio, we have something to tell you." And Dio was like, "What is this to tell me?" So Arena shows a ring, and Dio said, "Okay, nice ring." And Jonathan shows a ring, and says, so me and Arena getting married," Jonathan says. And Dio said, "Congratulations? Where is this coming from?" "Well, we've been sweethearts for years, but we did go away from each other, but we still loved each other." So we're going on a honeymoon after I get healed up and stuff. And Dio said, "Oh, that's very great news for you, Jonathan. I'm very happy for you." But Dio said, "I'm not gonna be at the Joestar Manor though. I'm gonna be training with Mr. Tom Petty, and Stranzo back at the where Zeppeli learned his first hormone techniques, so I can get stronger and protect everyone." So Jonathan says, "But we killed him." But Dio said, "I'm pretty sure there's like at least one or two more zombies still alive in this world. I'm pretty sure some of them must have defected. So we're gonna have to kill all of them." So Jonathan says, "Well, I'll train. I'll figure out my own training. But I'm married, so I can't go off and train with you." So Dio said, "I understand, and I'm very happy for you too. Reina, please make Jonathan happy. Now, Jonathan, go get your rest." And so it's now been 10 days since that conversation, and Jonathan was at their wedding, and Dio said, I can't believe it's been 10 days since Jay passed away. Good riddance of him." So Dio was at the ship because they're going to America to go for their honeymoon because they found a nice spot in New York, you could say. New York, they were going to a New York spot, and Jonathan and Arena said, "Thank you everyone for coming." So Jonathan was like, "Okay, have cake everyone," and so Speedwagon invited oh man, paper dropped, and invited Poco to join them, and says, "I'm very happy for you, Mr. Jonathan." And Jonathan says, "Thank you, Poco. Well, hopefully we can see you around when you're older." And so Jonathan was like, "Okay, well, it looks like it's time for us to leave." And Dio said, "Already? It's gonna be such a long time since I'm not gonna see you guys in a very long time. I'm not gonna see you." So Jonathan was like, "Of course, Dio. We'll stay in touch. I'll at least try to write you." So Dio shakes Jonathan's head and says, "Of course." And then, okay, hold on, a shake. I didn't mean to say a shake. I mean a shake of hands, like that, like that. And Speedwagon said, "I'm gonna miss you, Jonathan. Please come back soon." And Poco said, "Me too. I'm gonna miss you." And Dio said, "Mrs. Arena, or should I say Mrs. Joestar." And Dio gives Arena a hug and says, "Make Jonathan happy for me, please." And goodbye, Arena. And Dio said goodbye to everyone. He said, "Speedwagon, I guess I'll be seeing you soon, I guess. But next time you gotta be more useful." So Speedwagon says, "What do you mean by useful? I did my part, but you didn't do hard enough." And so Speedwagon says, "Okay, that is it, Dio. I'm gonna show you how useful I am. That's why I'm giving up my Night Empire. I'm going with you to train with Harmo." And Dio says, "That's a pretty big thing to commit to. Commit to. So are you sure?" "Yes, I'm pretty sure I want to commit to this." So Dio said, "Okay, let's go then." And Jonathan says, "Well, get stronger for me, Speedwagon." And Jonathan says, "Okay, the boat's leaving. Bye." And so Dio waves right at oh man, it's at 24. Okay, actually, I'll make this 30 minutes because it's one of the season finales of the show. So Dio said, "Goodbye, Jonathan." And then he walks over to Tom Petty and Stringzo, and Speedwagon says, "Bye, Poco. I'll be seeing you soon." And so Speedwagon is going off to get hormone training because he says, "I'm not going to be useless anymore either." So Dio said, "Okay, let's get off to our hormone training, I guess." And then Dio walks all the way. He walks with Tom Petty and Strangezo and Speedwagon, and they walk away. And now we're going over to the boat. Now Dio is like, he's like gone. He's like, He's like on the other side of the world now. Actually, no, Jonathan is, because he's going somewhere else. Dio's going to an Asian country, so it's gonna take him a while. And also, they don't have cars, so he has to walk there. And now the Joestar Manor is it's still burned, so there's nothing to do there. And so Dio said, when I get back, I'm gonna rebuild the Joestar Manor. I promise. And Poco waves his last goodbye and then goes home to his sister and father. And says, I had a freaking eventful day yesterday. Hopefully, I don't have to experience such things ever again. So Dio keeps walking with Tom Petty and Strange Zoe and stuff. And Speedwagon. Speedwagon's best character. Anyway, so we're done with Dio for now. So we're now on the ship with Jonathan and Arena. And so Jonathan says, I'm going to miss Dio. Well, Arena, I can't wait to have our honeymoon. And so Arena says, yes, me too, Jonathan. So Jonathan says, let's go up to our room. But as they were going up to their room, we see a head of Jay. He still has the knife in his his face from Jonathan, and he has his head in. He has his head still has the sword in it, and the vampire that saved him is in a coffin. And they said, "Ha ha ha! We're gonna kill you, Jonathan, and take your body, and then the Mrs. Arena can be one of our servants and then kill Dio. That's a promise." So Jonathan goes up to his room and closes it. And now that's where I'm gonna leave off for today. This is the next part. Is gonna be the season finale, you could say, of the part one of JoJo Phantom Blood, or should I say Dio's Blood. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna be like the title's gonna be like the ending of Dio's Blood. No, Phantom Dio. No, Dio's Phantom Blood. There we go. I'm gonna call it that. So hopefully, you guys enjoy it. Hopefully, you guys subscribe, because I'm gonna make another part Saturday, because I'm gonna put in all the information I learned from JoJo over the year I've been watching it. I'm gonna put so much information in it. I'm gonna be like a boomer. That's how much information I'm gonna put in it. Anyway, I told you I wasn't gonna make it 30 minutes, so I have 2 minutes to keep speaking. So hopefully you guys enjoy this part. I don't know if part 13, part 14, yeah, that'll be the last part. Will be long like this part. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Subscribe again. I don't know why I'm saying that again. And spread the video, because there's a lot of people in my JoJo community, but no one watches me. So hopefully you guys can share it with them. My new videos, not my old ones. Like, I was recording with a phone. I don't know why I didn't start recording with my computer. I had it for since I was making 3 weeks ago. I had the computer, but I wasn't uploading because I didn't know how to make the software, because I wasn't trying, and I'm very sorry about that. So I'm gonna end it off here. Hopefully you guys stay with me for the final part of the series. And then after I finish with that, I'm gonna remake the earlier parts so they can sound better and stuff. So, for part 1, after part 14 is uploaded, I'm gonna remake part 1. Not remake it. I'm just gonna make the videos better. After I'm done making the videos better, I'm going to go on to part 2 of the series. So that's probably gonna be next week. So next Friday, I'll probably go on to the next series. It's going to be called Dio Tendency. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Okay, bye.